I would happily drive the Mercedes E350 CDI forever. It's really a car that has everything from style and luxury to unbelievable performance with the bigger 3-litre engine. I'm in Ahmedabad just in time for Uttarayan or Makar Sankranti, which is the annual celebration of spring. And it's a kite flying extravaganza over here, so I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful day. Now let's explore the city.
On the 14th of January every year, the skies in Ahmedabad take on a colourful hue as the city comes together to celebrate Uttarayan. In fact, it's now called the International Kite Flying Festival and attracts visitors from all over. I'm hoping to pick up some kites before driving around to discover where all the kite flying action is.
As I drove around, I was greeted by the sights of numerous kite vendors, and it was exactly what I was looking for because I was hoping to buy some string and some kites so that I could try my hand at flying one as well today. And you know, I learned this thing about the thread here. This is called a firki, and apparently they coat this thread with glass so that you can cut each other's kites. It gets quite competitive apparently, but I just bought the unglass coated version because I don't want to cut my fingers. It's an occupational hazard of flying the kites with the glass thread. Anyway, I'm looking forward to finding a rooftop or some kind of space where maybe I can try and fly a kite myself. So that's where I'm going to head to next with my new toys.
The Sabarmati Riverfront is apparently where a lot of the official kite flying activities take place. So that's where I'm driving to.
This car might look big to drive, but it's surprisingly easy to maneuver, even in city traffic, because this power steering makes it a breeze. And the turning radius is fantastic, and I have to say that the reverse parking camera has been a huge help as well. You know, it's easy to feel like you rule the road, especially with the sunroof down and the stereo on. I'm just having such a blast. To the Sabarmati Riverfront, which is where all the action is. It's the official ground of the International Kite Flying Festival, and as you can see, there's hundreds of people here who brought their kites and their firkis and they're having a great time. I thought I'm going to have to try my hand at this since I'm here on this special day. So let's see if I can get a kite up in the air. Time to try.
To fly a kite, you have to keep tugging on the string to ensure that the top end stays upright, using the wind to soar, or else it nosedives to the ground. But it's getting hot and still up here as the afternoon approaches, and I see people making their way down to relax on the promenade. I'm curious to see what it's like.
When it gets too hot and sunny up on the riverfront grounds, it seems like people take a break from the kite flying and come to the promenade below. And it's really such a beautiful place because you can take a boat ride or just chill on one of the benches by the river. I think the Sabarmati Riverfront project is an incredibly impressive one. It's the most impressive urban design project I've seen in India recently, and I definitely think it's one more reason that Ahmedabadis are very proud of their state.
After joining in the Uttarayan festivities and trying my hand at flying a kite on the riverfront, I hope I can squeeze in a little sightseeing.
Ahmedabad is a really vibrant city with plenty of places to see and lots of things to do. So apart from the Uttarayan festivities, I thought I really ought to throw in a little bit of sightseeing as well. And if you recall, Ahmedabad is a really significant place in India's freedom story because Gandhi ji lived here, and it was from here that he started the historic Dandi March. So I thought I really ought to check out the Gandhi Ashram before I leave. And that's where I'm off to next. Let's go. The ashram, located on the banks of the Sabarmati River, were Gandhiji's headquarters during India's freedom struggle. And you can see here his living quarters as well as a museum that presents his life and teachings through images and texts. It's really a beautiful place. What I found really interesting was this charkha, and you also see his original charkha in his room. This is how he would spin cotton into khadi, and it was a major part of his vision for freedom for India. Also, it's said that he chose this site because it's located between a cemetery and a jail, and he foresaw that these were probably the two options for any satyagrahi. In fact, his own ashes were immersed in the river in front of the ashram.
My day was already coming to an end, and as I headed to the airport, I caught a glimpse of the city celebrating privately from their terraces, a charming contrast to the hustle-bustle of the public celebration on the waterfront. It was lovely to see so many families enjoy the kite flying tradition with their children, even right from their own homes.
If you're thinking of a driving holiday, it's going to be difficult to come up with a better car than the Mercedes E350 CDI. She's just unparalleled in terms of comfort and luxury, and she's such a smooth drive. I have to say that it definitely added some major sparkle to my travels. And I highly recommend coming to Ahmedabad if you can in the winter months. Even if you've missed Uttarayan, it's just such a good time of year to come by because the temperatures are so pleasant and it gets so hot as we get closer to the summer. I hope I can come back here next year for Uttarayan. I had such a good time flying kites. I think I still have a long way to go though before I can fly one well myself, but I had some friendly people help me out. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of the country over the next few weeks. I hope to catch you next week again at an exciting destination.